Yes, the latest news around the Dallas Cowboys has created a very strong reaction among the fans and analysts. The new trade idea involving wide receiver George Pickens and elite pass rusher Maxx Crosby is already being described as one of the most controversial proposals of the season. Many supporters believe this move would completely change the identity of the team, while others think could create serious problems for the offense. Recently, Cowboys have seen making roster changes as they try to rebuild and strengthen their defense. One of the biggest issues for the team has been the lack of an elite pass rusher after previous defensive changes. Without a dominant defensive end who can pressure the quarterback consistently, the defense has struggled to perform at higher level. This weakness has pushed the organization to explore different trade possibilities in order to fix the problem before the next season begins. Because of these defensive needs, rumors continue to connect the Cowboys with the Las Vegas Raiders star pass rusher Maxx Crosby. He is known across the NFL league for his relentless energy, strong leadership, and ability to disrupt offensive player. Many analysts believe he is exactly the type of the defensive player that could instantly improve the Cowboys' defense and bring back more aggressive playing style. However, the biggest shock comes from the proposed trade package. According to the suggestion, the Cowboys would spend and send the first round pick along with George Pickens to the Raiders. In return, Dallas would receive Maxx Crosby and a second round draft pick. On paper, this looks like a deal that could help the defense immediately, but emotionally, it is a move that could upset the large portion of the fan base. George Pickens had a breakout impact in the Cowboys' offense, especially during the previous season. He quickly became one of the most explosive and reliable targets in the passing game. His ability to stretch the field, make difficult catches, and create big plays gave the offense a new level of excitement and unpredictability. Losing a player like that would not be an easy decision for any team, especially one of that is already trying to maintain offensive balance. Another important factor in this discussion is the financial situation of the team. The Cowboys are already paying top wide receiver CeeDee Lamb a very large salary. Because of this, some analysts believe the team may hesitate to offer another long-term high-value contract to George Pickens. Managing salary cap space is one of the most difficult challenges in the NFL, and teams must always plan for the future, not only the present. From the strategic point of view, supporters of the trade argue that elite pass rushers are extremely valuable in NFL. Strong defensive line can change the outcome of games, pressure opposing quarterbacks, and support the entire defensive units. If Maxx Crosby joins the Cowboys, he could immediately fill the role of defensive leader and become the face of the defense. On the other hand, critics strongly oppose the idea. They believe that trading a young and rising offensive star like George Pickens could weaken the offense significantly. Modern football relies heavily on explosive wide receivers, and removing one of the top playmakers could reduce scoring efficiency and offensive creativity. Fans who watched Pickens growing within the system feel emotionally connected to his development and the potential for the future success. Another layer of the debate focuses on the team chemistry. When a player becomes a key contributor in a short period of time, he also builds strong connection with the teammates. And coaches, of course. George Pickens has already shown a strong chemistry with the quarterback and the other offensive players. Of course, removing him from the roster could disrupt the rhythm of the offense and require time for the adjustments. There is also a perspective of the Raiders in this situation. For the Las Vegas, acquiring a talented young wide receiver could be the long-term investment. Pickens could become a central offensive weapon for the future plans. However, they would also need to commit to the long-term contract, which adds financial pressure and risk. Every trade in a professional sports is not only about talent, but also about long-term planning and financial responsibility. Another important discussion revolves around the fan reaction. Is Cowboys fans are known to be extremely passionate and loyal. Many supporters want the team to breed around young offensive talent rather than trade it away. If the organization decided to move Pickens, the reaction on social media and Sport Talk's platform could be intense, of course, and emotional for many fans of the Dallas Cowboys. At the same time, some analysts believe the trade could be calculated compromise. If the Cowboys are unsure about giving Pickens a long-term contract and he is unwilling to pay under short-term deals, the team might prefer to gain proven defensive superstar instead of risking future contract disrupts. This type of decision often happens in the professional sports when financial strategies and player expectations do not fully align. Looking deeper into the performance impact, Maxx Crosby brings consistency, durability, and allied defensive pressure. His presence alone can force opposing offenses to change their game plans. Offensive line must focus more attention on blocking him, while it creates opportunity for other defensive players to succeed. This leap effect can transform an entire offensive and defensive over or the course of the season. Meanwhile, George Pickens represents youth, speed, and offensive explosiveness. He has the potential to become one of the top wide receivers in the league if his development continues at the same pace. Trading such player always carries the risk of regrets if it reaches to the super status with another team. In the end, this proposed trade highlights the difficult choice that team like Dallas Cowboys must make every offseason. Should they prioritize defensive dominance or offensive firepower? Should they invest in the proven veterans or continue to breed around young stars? This question do not have a simple answer. Yes, of course. And every decision can shape the future of the franchise for many years. As the trade rumors continue to circulate, one thing is clear. Any deal involving George Pickens and Maxx Crosby would not be quiet move. It would be a blockbuster decision that sparks debate across the entire football world. Whether the Cowboys choose to pursue this trade or not, the discussion itself shows how seriously the team is about fixing its biggest weakness and returning to the championship level performance. For now, fans, analysts, and the insiders will continue to watch closely. The front office must carefully evaluate talent, contact, team needs, long-term vision. A single trade can redefine the season, but it can also redefine the identity of a franchise. That is why this proposed trade remains one of the most talked about topics surrounding the and Jonathan Jones are now over 30 years old. While they have experience, they may not be long-term solution for the team that want to compete for the championship. There are also young players available, including Alontae Tyler, Jalen Watson, and Nation writer, these players have potential, but they are not full proven stars. Because of their age and upsides, they could have demand expensive contracts. That puts the Cowboys in difficult position. Do they spend a lot of money on players who still developing, or do they accept that free agents will not fix their biggest needs? If the Cowboys cannot solve the cornerback problem in free agents, they may be forced to select cornerback early in the draft. That would limit their flexibility. Instead of choosing the best overall talent, they would be drafting to fill a hole of defense. This is why free agents is so important. It shapes the entire draft plan. Another important topic is kicker Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey is a restricted free agent. That means he can negotiate with other teams, but the Cowboys still control the situation. They can place the first round or second round tender on him. If another team signs him, the Cowboys decide not to match the offer, the Dallas could receive draft pick compensation. However, it is very unlikely that Cowboys want to let him leave. After years of searching for the stability at kicker since Danny Bale, they finally found a reliable player in Aubrey. The only reason Aubrey might consider leaving is money. Free agents is always about the money, but the Cowboys have the power to match any offer he receives. They can also make it very expensive for another team to sign him. Aubrey has built his career in the Dallas. The organization gave him an opportunity when other teams did not. Because of that loyalty, the team control as restricted free agents, it is expected that he will remain with the Cowboys. There was also the interesting comment from the owner Jerry Jones. Jones, who entered in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the 2027, recently he said that he would not have his gold jacket without Michael Irvin. Irvin was one of the leaders of the Cowboys dynasty in the 1919. According to the Jones, it was not just Irvin's talent on the field that mattered. It was his winning mentality. Irvin pushed teammates and demanded excellence. That mindset helped to breed a championship culture in the Dallas. Jerry Jones believed that attitude was a major reason for the team's success and for his own negotiation and recognition in the Hall of Fame. Now, let's talk about on-trade rumors involving Maxx Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. Many Cowboys fans have dreamed about adding Crosby to their defense. He is one of the best pass rushers in the league. However, recent news suggests that trade may be less likely. The Raiders promoted Robbie Leonard, who has worked closely with the Crosby, to the defensive coordinator. That decision could help keep Crosby happy in the Las Vegas. In the past, Crosby has had influence in the coaching position. If he supports the current leadership, the Raiders may be even less willing to trade him. All of these stories connected to the one big term. The Cowboys are at crossroads. The defense needs improvement, especially in the secondary. Free agents does not offer many perfect solutions at cornerback. That reality may force Dallas to focus heavily on defense in the draft. At the same time, they must manage contracts carefully, keep the key players like Brandon Aubrey, and decide whether to pursue bold trades. The 2026 offseason could define the future of the franchise. If the Cowboys make smart decisions in free agents, they can enter draft with confidence and flexibility. If they miss and key targets, they may be limited and pursued on the draft nights. Cowboys Nation will be watching every move Crosby because of the path to championship often begins long before